evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the December 16, 2014 Chino City Council meeting. If you'll all rise and join me in the flag salute. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Have a seat. Under ceremonials, I'd like to invite up the Chino Police Management Association and the Chino Police Officers Association to make a presentation to the Chino Neighborhood House. I'd like to invite Councilman Duncan down to the floor. He's the president of the Chino Neighborhood House, and the Chino Police Department Sergeant Mark Layton, Corporal John Monroe, and Officer Nick Roberts to make the presentation. This is from the Riverside Girls.
On behalf of CPOA and the CPMA, we'd like to present this check to Councilmember Duncan for the Chino Neighborhood House for just over $3,500.
Ooh, that's good.
In the month of November, we had our 5th annual Lawful Tips at the Riverside Grill. And we really want to thank Rod and his staff there at the grill for allowing us to have this event. It goes to a very worthwhile cause, being the neighborhood house. They do a great job. We'd like to thank the community for coming out and supporting this. This event isn't possible without them coming out and supporting this, and for all the volunteers that helped that as well. Again, thanks for the support of everyone, and we proudly present this on behalf of CPOA and CPMA.
Very good. Councilman Duncan's the president of the Neighborhood House. He'll say a few words.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it. Not only is this going to be put to good use, but it's a fun evening. You see the same people there year after year after year. It's become a tradition to count on that one evening in November to go to Riverside Grill and have dinner and have the police wait on you.
Yeah.
And they're getting better with their. Generally, you get what you order. It's generally there when it's hot, and they do a great job, and I really appreciate it. We'll put this to great use. Next Monday, I know you guys will be at our annual Christmas party that we're holding. We hold a Christmas party for about 600, and the police officers are there helping bringing out the bikes. We generally have about 140 to 150 bikes. They're going to have helmets for everybody this year, which is really, really helpful. And Papa Chino's restaurant will be there serving lunch to everybody and ice cream cones.
All right. I might show up to that.
Yeah. I told him that I said, some of these kids may skip the ham and turkey and go right to the ice cream cone. So anyways, but thank you very much for your efforts, and I really appreciate it.
Let's have a round of applause for him. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Okay. Next is public communications. It's a time for the general public to address the City Council about subjects that do not appear elsewhere on the agenda. We've got a request from Pastor Adam Knowles of the Inland Hills Church for the invocation. And anybody that wishes to participate, please rise. Pastor?
Join me in prayer. Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to come before you and just talk about things for this city, God. We thank you for everybody in the room, including our plethora of Don Lugo students, God. I just pray that you allow the conversations tonight to be ones that are focused on allowing this city, God, to continue to move in the direction that you want it to go. So God, be with us. We love you. Amen.
Thank you. Have a seat, folks. I know it's all these people. We have several Don Lugo students here in attendance today, and I was told the reason there's so many here is this the last day, right? All these, you all, what is that word? Procrastinating. So what would you do if I canceled the council meeting? You wouldn't get credit. Ooh.
We've already started the.
So what I want you to do is line up, come to the podium. We know you're from Lugo. Just give us your name, and we'll get through it faster. There's a lot of students here, so I want you all come up, get to this line up, and.
Just say your name.
Hello, my name is Sean Hara.
Thanks, Sean.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Sanchez.
Hi, I'm Claire Hurley.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Amanda Estrada.
I'm Jacqueline Loya.
Hello, I'm Priscilla Ochoa.
Hi, I'm Ashley Alvarez.
Hi, I'm Monse Esparza.
Hi, I'm Andrea Waring.
Hi, I'm Laura Alonso.
I'm David Delgado.
Hi, I'm Andrew Beltran.
Hi, I'm Kyle Moore.
Hi, I'm Iris Cervantes.
Hi, I'm Terry Peak.
Hi, I'm Veronica Perret.
Hi, I'm Leo Partida.
Hi, I'm Joel Calderon.
Hi, I'm Arturo Carcito.
Hi, I'm Alex Sanchez.
Hi, I'm Hector Luis Ortiz III.
The third.
Hi, I'm Samuel Sandoval.
Good evening. My name is Adam Cullity.
Hi, I'm Edgar Corrales.
My name is Eric Minivos.
Hi, I'm David Berger.
Meatloaf and burger.
Hi, I'm Eddie Ramos.
I'm Joey Bennett.
Hi, I'm George Montalongo.
Hello, I'm Will Sina.
Hello, I'm Gabriel Hernandez.
Hello, I'm Julian Luna.
Hi, I'm Andrew Praise.
Hi, I'm Sarah Martinez.
Hi, I'm Veronica Escobar.
Hi, my name is Amanda Tier.
Hi, I'm Haley Dickinson.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Reinhart.
Sup, my name is Rafael Riza.
Hi, my name is Enrique Favela.
Hi, my name is Richard Porco.
Hi, I'm Jacob Restrepo.
Hello, I'm Chase Lee.
Hi, I'm Andrew Torres.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Tovar.
Hi, I'm Isaiah Casillas.
Hi, I'm Gilbert Duenas.
I'm Gabriel Garcia.
Mario Hernandez.
George Goffith.
Hey, I'm Grant Zeman.
I'm Nolan West.
Daniel Polito.
Hi, I'm Julian Cazares.
Hi, I'm Daniel Galvin.
Hello, I'm Crystal Salcedo.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Ramon.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Bailey.
Hi, I'm Julian Oppert.
Hi, I'm Ricky Minaj.
All right, very good. Well, welcome. I think this is a record. All I have to say is we won the Milk Can Bowl. All right, well, welcome. Does anybody would like, under public comments, to speak to the council on any item that does not appear on the agenda may do so now. I have no written requests. Seeing none, I will close public communications. Next, the consent calendar. Anybody wish to pull an item for discussion may do so now. Oops. Oh, yeah, our voting machine's broke. I forgot. Of course it is. We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa, seconded by Councilman Howie. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa.
Yes.
Councilmember Howie.
Yes.
Councilmember Duncan.
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod.
Yes.
Mayor Yates.
Yes. Passes in the majority. Next is public hearing. Prior to the vote of the City Council, any member of the audience will have the opportunity to address the council on any items listed under public hearings. Council requests, but is not required that you state your name and address for the record. Our Item 13 is adoption of the addendum into the Chino General Plan Update EIR, initiation of the ballot measure pursuant to Measure M, PL 13-0745 General Plan Amendment, and introduction to ordinance number 2014-019, PL 13-0753 Zone Change. The staff report this evening is by our Director of Community Development, Mr. Nicholas Ligore. Mr. Ligore?
Thank you, Mayor and Council members. The applicant, MBK Homes, is requesting that the City Council adopt an addendum to the General Plan Update EIR and initiate a ballot measure to change the land use designation for 12.75 acres to permit up to 113 single-family homes. Approval of the ballot measure for this project is required pursuant to Measure M, the city's growth control ordinance. Project would be located on the west side of Central Avenue, north of Francis Avenue. The area is currently designated as general commercial and is proposed to be changed to RD12 land use designation, accommodating 113 single-family homes and an average density of about 9 units per acre. As previously stated, a full environmental analysis of the proposed land use change was conducted, and it found that the impacts from the proposed residential development would be substantially less than those from commercial development that is currently permitted. Because the proposed project would change commercial land to residential, staff also required an economic analysis for the project to be conducted. The analysis shows that the project would be neutral in terms of service costs to the city, and that would take 24 years for the market to absorb the commercial development planned for the site due to the oversaturation of commercial development that's already exists in the market area. In fact, the property owner received approval for commercial development on the site over 7 years ago, but has not been able to secure tenants that would create a viable commercial center. Staff and the applicant conducted extensive outreach with residents in the area. A neighborhood meeting was held and mail notices were sent to properties beyond the standard 300-foot radius. Residents and property owners at the meeting were generally in favor of the project, and staff has not received any correspondence to date opposing the project. If approved by council, the ballot initiative would be placed on a March 24th, 2015 ballot. If approved by the voters, MBK Homes would be required to obtain further approval from the Planning Commission for the design and development of the project. The election will be a special election. The applicant will pay 100% of the costs associated with the election. Staff recommends that the City Council take the actions noted in the staff report, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you. Prior to council questions or comments, I'll open the public hearing. I have 2 written requests to speak on the item. First is Mr. Mark Hargrove. Mr. Hargrove?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I probably wore the wrong colors tonight, but I just came over and Chino and Don Lugo are playing a basketball game right now.
Oh,
so,
they are?
Yeah, they're probably waiting to get out of here to head over to that.
Oh, there you go.
I suggest you just take off. They already on camera. So thank you for the opportunity to speak on this measure. As you know, I mean, I'm a lifelong resident. I kind of monitor east side more so, but the city of Chino is my love as it is yours. And some of these developments, especially recently, have been coming forth towards us, the Measure M developments. I would say that this one, as I reviewed the report that was written, staff's reports and the analysis, this is probably one of the better ones that have come forward. This is a developer that has had the property for commercial and looking to develop it. Probably hasn't had the chance because it's just not viable in that sense. Looking at Central Avenue and where it's situated, it's a perfect development as far as I can see that for residential there and what they're planning. As I drive around and I get older, I guess you start noticing things that the city is, I've told you guys before, I think you guys do a terrific job in developing the city from way back. When I sit there at the parade, and watch everybody and how much they're enjoying this town, I look forward to more people enjoying the things that we do great in this city. And that's just one of those examples that presents an opportunity for people to move into this town and enjoy it. I understand, the density thing is always going to be an issue. It's been my issue before too, but this seems to be reasonable in terms of their density. Plus it infill, for me, I'm kind of tired myself of driving around and seeing these dirt lots and never really being developed. So I appreciate that this developer, MBK, is coming in and willing to put in some money and develop the city and provide residents some housing. And at the same time, as you're well aware that over at Chino High School, it's, we struggle with student population, and this one is right in that. It'd be nice to see some kids come in there and come to our sports programs and put us back on the map. So I appreciate that. But I would just, hope that you'd vote, go ahead and put a measure to a vote and let the people decide if that's what they want, and hopefully they'll decide that it is a viable project. And thank you very much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Hargrove. Next request is from Miles Petroff.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Kind of like home time, It's been a while since I've been here, but it's been great. Residents of Chino for about 28 years, former planning commissioner, and I tell you one thing, I'm really proud of, over the years, going through all of Chino and watching the build out of all the homes and businesses and everything we've done, and we have a great city. And this project coming in, I think this is going to be a great addition, and I think also it's going to make Chino well balanced. And for the support, I'm in support for the MBK Homes project over on Central near Francis. We all know about the Measure M rezoning. It gives Chino the ability to adjust our land use to meet the changing economic times. Things do change. North Chino needs more residential development to support, especially the businesses on the north end. The location of this property is a major commercial thoroughfare, which also provides a convenient access to public transit. That study shows really a lot of the business and people moving into this community, that's what they want is transit. We talked about that for a long time now. The proposed rezoning of this parcel really is a win-win for our community and the city. And it also has additional revenues for the Chino schools, new customers for our new North End businesses, and actually attractive home buying for people that want to move into Chino, residents that want to move up, and also we have residents kind of want, size, something a little smaller. This is a great opportunity. So I really want to say, I want to thank you for your time, and I really urge your favorable consideration of this item. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pedro. Anybody else in the audience that would like to comment on this item? Seeing none, we'll close the public communications. Any council members? Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa. Got to get used to saying Mayor Pro Tem.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take a different vent on this particular item, and I'll go to some length to explain why. While this might be an appropriate use change for the Central Avenue corridor, because it is zoned commercial and it is not going to develop into the commercial zoning. We know that. It's not, apparently it's not appropriate to hold on to the commercial zoning along Central. However, the piecemeal development that we have been facing, I'm not happy with at all. And so an overview of this is 12.75 acres are currently zoned general commercial, and the proposal is to change that to build 113 detached single-family homes. This property is under the 1988 Measure M item that was passed by 80% of the voters. The 80% of the voters numbered approximately 9,400 people that voted in favor of Measure M, and as staff noted, that was a growth control issue. What was happening way back then was high density everywhere, and changes to zoning, low density zoning properties were being rezoned to high density, and the voters were tired of it. So Measure M was implemented to try to control that, so the council couldn't change it on their own. It would take a vote of the people to change it, which we thought at that time was a good deal. Measure M election can be initiated either by a petition signed by the voters, a certain number of voters within the city, or it can be initiated by council, city council action, to put the measure on a ballot. This developer wants the city to initiate the action to put it on a ballot in March of next year, and they will pay all the costs for that ballot measure. I don't agree that the council should take that action to put the item on the ballot. I think that this particular developer, and I have nothing against them, they are a good developer, but this development and future developments proposing to change commercial or residential density to a higher residential density should have to go through the signature procedure. I don't think the city council should automatically put it on a Measure M ballot because of the fact that we're having such low voter turnout. If the developer gets petitions signed, then there's no doubt that the population would like to have this change. But because of the low voter turnout, I don't think we're getting a good representation from the voters. We recently had 3 Measure M items passed. There was a bit of misinformation in the advertising, and so the people thought the council and the planning commission and the police department were unanimously in favor of all 3 items, which was not the fact. But nevertheless, the advertising went out, and it was passed by 1,700 people. 1,700 people made a decision to change approximately 40 acres of general commercial and business park land that was zoned that way, and 18 acres of half-acre homes. It was all changed to house 424 homes. That's what's now going to be built, and that was approved by 1,700 people. Some questions about this particular development is how many one-story homes are there going to be? Probably none. Is there any RV parking allowed at all for boats, motorhomes, trailers, Sea-Doos, anything like that? Probably not. Is there adequate parking for the residents and guests? What we're experiencing throughout our community and in neighboring communities are the very small lot, high-dense units have inadequate parking, especially if it's around the holiday time where they want to have families over for Thanksgiving, Christmas, or any kind of celebration. There's just no parking, and what's happening is it is causing problems within neighborhoods. Planning Commission was a split vote on this because some of the planning commissioners were concerned about the incremental changes that are happening versus a comprehensive review of what these changes mean to our community. As I said, there's very low turnout. There was very low turnout for this public hearing. There were only 45 notices sent out about this change, and very, very few people showed up to make any kind of comment. In reading staff's report, questions came to my mind. On page 3, it states the proposed amendment in combination with other Measure M projects does not significantly reduce the amount of commercial land in the city, and an appropriate balance of land uses would still be maintained. Really? Well, only if there are no other changes to our general plan, then we would have a balanced community. But that's not happening because all of the developers are looking at consolidating vacant land, and all of them are applying for building nothing but high-density 2- and 3-story small lot houses. So it's not a balanced community. It's one type of housing product in different configurations, but it's all basically the same. And what's the desire of the council, and what does the community want for our future? I have asked in the past for the council to do a general plan review and see where we're really going with our community. Page 3 also states some of the land use changes include increased tax revenue and additional housing. The estimated sales tax projection from the economic analysis resulting from the proposed residential development would generate $215,900 for the first full year after development, and would require municipal expenditures of $188,000. The net fiscal impact to the community would be positive, estimated to be an annual increase of $27,900. That's not a whole lot. The additional housing that the project would provide could be a benefit because it would help contribute to a better jobs housing balance and provide for a greater number and variety of housing opportunities in the city. Well, better job housing balance, it doesn't really create jobs. It will for building the homes, but after that it doesn't create jobs. And we have plenty of houses that are being built. We don't have a shortage of housing if you look at what's proposed in the agricultural preserve and what the current zoning is on vacant land. It says it provides a variety of housing opportunities. Well, everything is being built as 2 to 3 story small lot homes. Every piece of vacant property zoned for true low density development is being changed to high density. I don't think that provides a variety of housing. Page 4 states, regional studies indicate that the city is considered very job rich, which means that there are significantly more jobs in the area than housing. Consequently, people working in the city may not be able to find affordable housing in close proximity to their employment. Increasing the number and variety of housing units not only allows people to reside near their work, but reduces the number of vehicle miles traveled and the associated environmental impacts. Well, if that statement is true, our unemployment rate should be 0. All 2 to 3 story high-density units does not create a variety of housing units. Under the environmental review comments, page 3 states, in fact, the proposed land use change will lessen the severity of several environmental impacts, most notably impacts related to traffic, air quality, and greenhouse gases. Page 7 states the project would not increase the severity of any previously identified significant impacts. What are those impacts? Under traffic, it says applications, this is interesting, applications will be conditioned to provide full signalized access from Central Avenue entrance to the project site by aligning the entrance with the proposed residential project on the east side of Central. So, we have a mid-block signal already between Francis and Phillips, where the church is, where Victory Outreach Church is. And now there's going to be one more for this residential development, which will align with the new development yet unbuilt on the east side of Central. So there will be 2 mid-block signals between Francis and Phillips. I've always been told that signals and cars idling at stoplights create more air pollution, not less. There will also be a street within the development that exits onto Francis Avenue. Have the traffic impacts been looked at on how exiting traffic will turn eastbound on Francis? It's already very difficult to exit the 7-Eleven on the corner of Francis and Central and try to turn left. It's going to get worse. On page 11, through feasible mitigation measures placed upon the proposed project, the proposed changes will not create new significant impacts that could not be mitigated to a level of less than significant. And, quote, those impacts remain unmitigated, and the statement of overriding considerations previously adopted with the FEIR remain in effect. So, to me, it's kind of doublespeak. You can't mitigate the negative impacts. And so, to me, it kind of says, okay, there's negative impacts, but live with it. So I'd like to know what those negative impacts are. On page 9, the applicant has submitted studies demonstrating that the capacity of existing water, sewer, and storm drain systems is adequate. Who serves water to that area? Is it us? And do we really have adequate capacity? Our general plan is our guiding document for our future on providing water, sewer, storm drains, roads, and bridges to our entire city. Who looks at the cumulative impact of all of these proposed haphazard general plan changes? I question how the city can possibly plan for future capacity when there is no way to possibly predict what we're going to end up with when every piece of low-density and commercially zoned property in our northern boundaries, that's within our current city limits and our sphere of influence, is being bought up by developers and consolidated and changing to high density. Under land use compatibility on page 10, the proposed amendment will not to be detrimental to the public interest, health, safety, convenience, or welfare of the city, as the proposed land use change has been analyzed and found to be complementary land use to the existing church to the north and the existing residential property to the west. Well, the land to the west is in fact agriculture and half-acre zoned land, and some of it's very large lot agricultural land. And it abuts the backyard of the homes that are being proposed to be built on the west side. There's no buffer. So it automatically conflicts with the density. Winds blow west to east, they're going to get dust, flies, and noise, and the new homeowners moving in are not going to like it. Again, there's no buffer between the two. Putting high density immediately next to low density agricultural uses is a guaranteed immediate problem. What happens to the rights of the people who choose to maintain their lifestyles, who have lived here for a long time, who want a lifestyle that doesn't include someone living so close to you that they literally can hand you a tissue out the window if you sneeze? Parks and schools. On page 6, the report states that the Chino Valley Unified School District has reviewed the proposed project and that the existing school facilities have adequate capacity to serve the increased population. I have been led to believe that that might not quite be true. The fees that are going to be collected for schools are not used for years to come because there are no matching funds anymore. If the schools are over impacted, then they just have to live with it with the mobile units that are put on the property. It says that there's no impacts to parks. Parks were analyzed. There were 2 parks mentioned in the report, Liberty Park, which isn't too far from there, and then they also mention Homer F. Briggs Park. That's actually in Ontario, and on the other side of Central. I don't see kids crossing Central and going to Homer Briggs Park. Page 6 states that when the land use entitlements are submitted for review, a condition of approval will be included, requiring the applicant to pay both park and school fees. We don't have any more parks earmarked to go up in the northern area, so where is that money going to go? And again, for schools, it takes years of accumulating revenue to do anything about the impacts to schools. So I urge the council to not vote to put this on the measure on a ballot in March. I urge the council to urge the developer to get the petition signed and put it on the ballot yourself, therefore really showing that the community is in support of this particular development. I also think it's time to change our Measure M. I think Measure M is no longer effective. It was put into place to control density growth and to stop high density and from changing zoning. And it's no longer working because of our very, very low voter turnout. So I will be voting no on putting this on the ballot by the City Council, and I do think the developer has the responsibility to get the petition signed.
Any other comments? Councilman Duncan?
Yeah, there is a track that's being built right now on Philadelphia, just west of Ramona. That is single story, a third of them are single story, and they're 7,000 square foot lots, gated community. So.
It's one of the very few.
Any other comments? I would entertain a motion. Motion by Councilman Duncan, second by Councilmember Elrod. Clerk, will you take the roll?
Councilmember Duncan?
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Councilmember Howie?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa?
No.
Mayor Yates?
Yes. Passes in the majority. Jimmy?
Yes, Mayor, members of the council, I'll read the ordinance now. It reads ordinance number 2014-019, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Chino, California, approving a zone change, amending ordinance number 210-06, which updated the zoning map by placing 12.75 acres of land generally located on the west side of Central Avenue, north of Francis Avenue, into the RD12 residential zoning district.
Thank you. Just want to make it clear to everybody, this is not an endorsement by the city council of this project. So it was interpreted on one of the deals, somebody said that we endorsed it, in which we hadn't. We're just doing our due diligence with Measure M. Item 14, introduction of ordinance number 2014-020, an ordinance amending section 1901110 of the municipal code pertaining to appeals of decisions affecting subdivision applications. Our staff report this evening is by our city attorney, Mr. Jimmy Gutierrez. Mr.
Yes,
Gutierrez.
Mayor, members of the city council, this matter was on the prior city council agenda, and the reason it's back is because I forgot to read it, so I have to do it over again. But it's the same ordinance, and what this ordinance does, it amends the appeal process in the Subdivision Map Act so that it conforms almost identically to the same appeal process we have in the zoning ordinance. Unless you have any questions, I'll stop there because I made a full report at the last council meeting.
Do we need to vote on it again?
Yes, and I need to read it.
We have any comment? We have a motion by Councilman Duncan.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Elrod. City Clerk, take the roll. What?
Public hearing.
Public hearing.
Doesn't say.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't say that, but I'll open up anybody have comments of the public hearing. Seeing none, we'll close it. We have a motion and a second. City Clerk, take the roll.
Councilmember Duncan?
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Councilmember Howie?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa?
Yes.
Mayor Yates?
Yes. Item passes unanimously. Jimmy?
Yes, Mayor, members of the City Council, this is ordinance number 2014-020. It reads, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Chino, California, amending section 19.01.110 of the Chino Municipal Code.
Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez. Item 15, City of Chino user fees. Our staff report this evening is by Olga Hart, our Acting Deputy Director of Finance. Ms. Hart?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Tonight I bring before you the annual update and review of the city user fees. These fees are designed to recover costs of providing city services. Many of the user fees being presented before you tonight are changing, some increasing and some decreasing. These changes occur with the reallocation of individuals performing the functions associated with that user fee and the time in performing that task. Staff annually evaluates the city's actual cost of performing the service provided, which causes the fee to increase or decrease from year to year. The overall impact being presented this evening is an overall increase of 2.46%. Many of the user fees collected by the Building Division, Community Development, and Public Works Department are based on building valuations and project cost estimates. Staff is recommending the Community Development Building Division begin using the August 2014 edition of the California Building Valuation Table, as well as recommending that the Public Works Department begin using the 2014 engineering cost estimates in order to calculate land development-based fees. These fees help to offset the city's cost incurred by plan checking, inspection fees, and subsequently development impact fees. Staff has notified major developers of these fees. Staff also performed an analysis of the overall impact of the proposed user fee changes to developers. The results showed an average small residential development project would see an overall increase of 2.11% or $377 in associated fees, and an average medium industrial development project would see a 4.14% increase or $1,211. Under our municipal ordinance, programs offered by the Community Services Department have historically been subsidized under council's direction in an effort to encourage participation in those programs. The Community Services fee schedule, including subsidy levels, was approved by the Community Services Commission on November 24th, 2014. A detailed schedule of all of our user fees, including some of the new fees, restructured fees, and we removed a few fees, were all outlined in the staff report for your review. Staff is recommending that you conduct a public hearing and adopt resolution number 2014-063, establishing user fees for city-provided services. That concludes my report, and I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Ms. Hart. Prior to council questions or comments, anybody in the audience wishing to address the council on this item may do so now. Seeing none, we'll close public comment. Ms. Hart, When was the last time the council initiated and updated the user fees?
The user fees are done annually. The building evaluation tables that the Building and Community Services Department, last year was the first time that we actually increased them from, they used to be 2002 and 2007 fees, and last year we increased them to 2013, and so this year we're going to go ahead and increase them to 2014.
Okay. All right. Councilman Duncan? Oh, you have a motion? Second by Councilman Howie. Any other discussion? City Clerk, take the roll, please.
Councilmember Duncan?
Yes.
Councilmember Howie?
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa?
Yes.
Mayor Yates? Yes, passes in the majority. Item 16, I received a request from staff to continue the item to the January 6, 2015 City Council meeting. Therefore, the staff presentation and public hearing will be continued to January 6, 2015. Under new business, item 17, East Side Water Treatment Facility Street Improvement Agreement. Our staff report this evening is by our Assistant City Manager and Director of Public Works, Mr. Jose Allaire. Mr. Allaire.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. In 2005, the City of Chino applied for and received conditional approval from the City of Ontario to construct the East Side Water Facility located on Schaefer Avenue in the City of Ontario. This project will be implemented in multiple phases and provide the City of Chino with additional water supply infrastructure per our water master plan. Ontario's conditions of approval require that the City of Chino prepare an agreement to fund street improvements along the property's frontage on Schaefer and Campus Avenues. Ontario has agreed to collect the fees from the City of Chino in lieu of constructing these street improvements today. The agreement requires the City of Chino to pay the City of Ontario $846,294.35, which represents the estimated cost associated with the future street widening along this project's frontage. This payment is a portion of the $2 million that the City of Chino will contribute toward the construction of the first phase of the project per a memorandum of understanding which was approved by the City Council on November 5th, 2013. That concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Comments or questions? I'll open this for public comment. Anybody in the audience wishing to address the council on this item may do so now. Seeing none, I'll close public comment. Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa.
Jose, when will the improvements be constructed?
We are under construction at this point right now.
The street improvements?
The street improvements, once the City of Ontario receives the funding from us, it will be up to them when they construct it. We're just paying our share of it. And the reason they didn't want to construct it today is because there's no construction going on in the new model colony, the west part of it, along this portion of the development phase. So they're going to, keep the money, and when the improvements aren't necessary, they're going to improve all of Schaefer and all of Campus.
And it won't cause any problems with our current construction that the street won't be improved?
No, it won't, because we'll have our same driveway access and everything we need to get on and off the site once the facility's up and running.
Okay, and with this agreement, they can't come back to us later and require more funding for the street improvements if
No.
the costs go up?
This pays us in full, and it's documented in the agreement.
They will go up.
Well, I know, and that's my point. They can't come back to us and ask for more money, correct?
Everything goes up. Any other comments?
Yeah, Jose,
Councilman Howie?
if it's a little bit less, do we get a refund?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling.
When donkeys fly, if it's going to be
I'll move approval.
can I entertain a motion?
Me.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa, seconded by Councilman Duncan. City Clerk, take the roll, please. Our voting machine's broken, that's why we're going through this.
Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa?
Yes.
Councilmember Duncan?
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Councilmember Howie?
Yes.
Mayor Yates?
Yes, item passes unanimously. Next, item 16, amendment to professional service agreement for land development project management services. Our report again is by our Assistant City Manager, Public Works Director, Mr. Jose Allaire. Mr. Allaire.
Thank you again, Mayor. Land development activity throughout the city, including the Preserve and College Park, remain at a very high level. This high level of land development activity has resulted in staff having to manage a large number of projects, and that's more than what really we had anticipated for in this fiscal year. Therefore, in order to continue good customer service for all the development going on here in the city, staff is proposing an amendment to the existing professional services agreement with PB in the amount of $133,000 to cover staffing costs through June 30th of 2015. This additional funding will provide for 2 engineering positions to assist us in processing these large development projects that we're underway with right now. That concludes my report on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Lair. Prior to council questions or comments, I'll open this for public comment. Anybody in the audience wishing to address the council on this item may do so now. All these people are sure quiet. I'll close.
They're taking notes.
They're taking notes, yeah. Feverishly, yeah. I'll close public comment.
I have a question, please.
Sure, Councilman Elrod.
Now, this fee will be refunded by the developer?
We have like plan check fees that can be refunded and we use to supplement this, but these items here for these 2 positions, one is in our line item budget, which we are not asking for any more money, and 2, we have a vacant assistant engineer position that we're using the funding for. We haven't been able to fill that position yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa.
Yeah, Jose, I would like to compliment staff on using outside services instead of hiring employees until we're to the point where we're sure that we won't have to lay somebody off. I would rather contract outside than to take the chance of having to cut our workforce later. So thank you very much for seeking services of outside contractors.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments? Entertain a motion. Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa, seconded by Councilman Howie. Clerk, please take the roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa,
Yes.
Councilmember Howie,
Yes.
Councilmember Duncan,
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod,
Yes.
Mayor Yates.
Yes. Item is approved in the majority. Item 19, agreement, Central Traffic Control System Project, Sandbag. Again, our report by Jose Alaire. Mr. Alaire.
Thank you again, Mayor. In March of 2014, San Bernardino Associated Governments, or Sandbag, solicited proposals for clean transportation funding projects. This solicitation is sponsored by the Mobile Source Air Pollution Reduction Committee, or MSRC, which was established by the South Coast Air Quality Management District. Chino staff submitted an application entitled Central Traffic Control System Project to Sandbag to procure a new traffic signal master system software and related equipment. The central system software will allow staff to view the current status of our traffic signals out in the field throughout the city using a master computer located here at City Hall. Sandbag staff reviewed our application and considered this for funding, and the funding was approved by the Sandbag board recently. Subsequently, to Sandbag's approval, in June of 2014, the South Coast Air Quality Management District Board approved our project as well for funding. Now, it's required that all local jurisdictions, such as Chino, must now execute the agreement before you tonight with Sandbag for acceptance of the grant funding for this individual project, or for each individual project. So, on our project, the total cost for the project is estimated to be $415,000, with $305,000 coming from the MSRC grant and $110,000 coming from the city's Measure I fund. So that concludes my report on this item, and I'd be happy to answer any questions on this.
Thank you, Jose. Prior to council questions or comments, I'll open this to public comment. Anybody in the audience wish to address the council on this item? Seeing none, I'll close public comment. Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa.
Jose, in plain English, what will this project do for us?
This is, one of the last links of our communications projects. We've already done a lot of underground work out in the field that we put in underground copper wire or fiber optic wire from each traffic signal to each traffic signal, and it's almost complete. But we have communications back to City Hall with a lot of our signals. But we now need a new master computer and the software to talk to these signals. We have an old one, it's a DOS base, from the late 90s, that's just in need of replacement. But what this software is going to do, and it will have the ability to pull up the traffic signal timing plan. We can view on the screen which direction has the green, how is it working. which direction has the red. If the signal goes into a flashing red emergency operation, it gets hit, we will know it and it'll alert us here, and it has the ability to page us on our smartphones. It has a lot of capabilities. We can then implement coordination timing plan, and this is really why we got the MSRC funding, which when we implement a special timing plan, it will progress the vehicles through the city and thus saving fuel for the drivers and reducing emissions. So it has, it's a tip of the iceberg I just touched, but it has a lot of capabilities that allow us to work much more efficiently and bring us up to the new window standards.
Well, it synchronizes everything, correct?
Yeah, we develop the synchronizing plans, and then we can deploy them from the city hall here, and then we can update plans remotely.
Will this allow us to also control the traffic signals that are right near the freeways where I think Caltrans controls them now?
We will not be able to control Caltrans signals or signals that belong to other jurisdictions. There's a proprietary issue there and a legal issue. If we were to do that, and make a mistake, then there's legal issues that could come of it. It's only for the Chino signals. We will have communication to monitor eventually. We won't have it initially, but it has a capability for that.
Okay, so at least we have an opportunity to synchronize all of our own signals, but we'll still have no control at Central in the freeway and Mountain in the freeway.
Well, we have, over the past few years, funding from Sandbag, pretty near coordinated all over east-west corridors with that same program, so
just not
it's a good deal for Chino if you drive the speed limit.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Who does that? My wife doesn't. Councilman Duncan?
Yeah. Jose, just for clarification, our signals are controlled either by loops that are in the pavement, right? Or by cameras that are on the signals?
You're absolutely right. Those are the sensors that detect the vehicles that tell us how much traffic is going through, and then we can determine, how much green time to give it.
Now, at certain times, like at the Spectrum, if it's foggy out or something like that, or if the sun is at a certain angle, doesn't that affect those cameras up there and affect the timing of the signals?
It will affect the cameras. We maintain those, and those things do affect us. Yeah.
Does this system have the capability of realizing that and switching into a timing mode or some other kind of mode?
I'm not sure. Because what happens when that occurs is the camera is going blind. It's the sun's like shining right in your eye,
and it may not even realize it's blind.
There's always a car there, and there may not be.
Yeah.
And but we can certainly look into that and get back to you as how the system would respond if it's constantly locked for like 10 minutes. We would know that there's a problem.
And then some other areas that where we meet the county, for example, Pipeline and Riverside Drive, where half of the intersection is county and half of it is city. That wouldn't be affected by this software either, would it? We couldn't control that.
Not if the intersection you mentioned is operated and controlled by the county. It's not by us, so we don't have any permission to go in and modify anything.
Yeah.
But the signals that are controlled by us, that are shared with other jurisdictions, such as Ramona and Chino Hills Parkway, it's shared with Chino Hills, and we control it. We have full control over that one.
Right.
And Hellman and Pine, that one's shared with Eastvale, and we have full control on that one. It would be on the system.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Jose, is there an app for the council that if we're driving down the street, we can change a red light to a green light?
No, you take that little red light that's... You plug it into your cigarette lighter and put it on the top of your car?
Yeah, I can use it now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Dennis.
Howie?
So when the sun's shining on one of those cameras, the sensors in the ground still pick up the cars coming, don't they? Or is it on some of them only the sensors in the cameras, or from that standpoint, or do both work that way?
Yeah, on the cameras, we generally don't use a camera and an in-ground sensor. We'll use one or the other. And there's different applications. But what we can look into is when we see that lock that for, like I said, 10 minutes, it's a constant flow of maximum vehicles going through. we can quickly, look into that and make adjustments as necessary. But those are things that we're going to develop and learn as we go. But we would not use both sensors for the same direction.
Oh, and then one other thing, make sure this new computer and the software works better than the council voting machine here, okay?
Yeah.
For sure.
Don't buy from the same company, whatever
Yeah.
you do.
In short, it allows us to monitor each of the intersections. and
Yeah.
stuff. Otherwise, we'd have to send staff out there to kind of monitor it.
Well, I get a lot of people who live in Chino thinks that they see the cameras up there and they think it's that red light camera
Yeah.
job. I said, no, we don't do that. Well, there's cameras up there. I said, that's Big Brother, but they won't give you a ticket. All right, entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Duncan, second by Councilman Elrod. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Duncan?
Yes.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Councilmember Howie?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Uloa?
Yes.
Mayor Yates?
Yes, item passes in the majority. Under Mayor and Council reports, under Mayor, item 20, appointment of Planning Commissioner. Ratify the appointment of Steve Lewis to the Planning Commission. Steve Lewis was one of 5 interviewed by Councilman Duncan and myself. Steve has been on the Chino Youth Museum and is now the vice president for like 14 or 15 years, Steve. And prior to that, he was on the Community Services Commissions for 6 years, was it? And so he's very, very well aware of what's going on in our city. And I would recommend the appointment to the Planning Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Elrod, seconded by Councilman Duncan. City Clerk, take the roll.
Councilmember Elrod?
Yes.
Councilmember Duncan?
Yes.
Councilmember Howie?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Uloa?
Yes.
Mayor Yates?
Yes, passes in the majority. Mr. Lewis, would you step forward and to be sworn in by our city clerk, Ms. Angela Robles, to administer the oath of office?
But we're also going to use him as a bodyguard, too.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Steve Lewis,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California.
I take this obligation freely
Without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties about which I'm about to enter. Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, continuing with the mayor's report. First, I'd like every parent with children of ages 4 to 10 to mark their calendars for Kids Night Out on Saturday, December 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Chino Youth Museum on 6th Street. Pre-registration is required and space is limited, so make sure you sign up by the Thursday before to ensure your spot. Don't miss out on all the art projects and fun games planned for this event. For more information, please contact the Chino Youth Museum at 909-334-3270. Secondly, with Christmas and New Year's just around the corner, City Hall will be open for half business day, 7:30 to 12 p.m. on both Christmas and New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, and will be closed for full business day on Christmas and New Year's Day. City Hall will open on its regular hours operation 7:30 to 5:30 p.m. the following days of December 26th and January 2nd. Finally, on behalf of the entire City Council, I'd like to wish you all a very safe and happy holiday season, and we'll see you again January 6th. I want to update you all on the Chino Pop Warner Colts. That's the midget division. I don't know why they call it the midget division. It's the older boys, 13, 14-year-olds. They won the Pop Warner Mountain Baldy Conference in the midget division, and they went on and won the South Regional division of the midget division, Division II, and they went to Florida to the Disney Sports Complex, and that's where the council donated $2,000 to help them pay the room and feed them, along with other people in the community. They had to raise $40,000 in like 20 days to feeding football players, and cheerleaders ain't cheap. Unfortunately, the first game they played, they were beaten. In fact, the ones that beat them ended up winning the Super Bowl. But they did play a consolation game, which I guess they'd be in third in the United States, and they won that 30-6. So we want to congratulate the Chino Colts and the Chino Pop Warner football with a 13-1 season record. It was pretty good. You all might know or remember the head coach. It's Mr. McCain from Chino High School. That was the AD there for a while. And oddly enough, his son Cole is the quarterback. So they were real proud of it. They did a great job this year, and we'd like to congratulate him. Maybe we can get him here.
I was going to say, you're going to bring him.
Yeah, we're going to bring him. Oh, yeah,
Nice.
we'll bring him and give him certificates. So that's something those kids will never forget, to go to the Disney. That Disney sports complex is unbelievable. Oh, they got football fields all over the place and gymnasiums. It's a huge complex. It's really state of the art. It's really something. Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa.
Yes, on December 4th, I attended Chief Pruitt's Walk of Honor. And then on the 5th, I also attended his retirement celebration, which was extremely nice. The event was very well attended.
A lot of people there. Whew.
Very,
standing room
yeah,
only.
very
It was
well
something.
attended, very nice function. He was very highly thought of. And his wife did an absolutely phenomenal job of speaking.
Well, they all did. Pat Glover was funny. He was our past city manager. He had a good one too. He was good.
Yeah, he was cute.
Yeah.
And then I was able to attend part of our new chief, Comstock's swearing-in ceremony on December 11th. That was also very well attended.
That was packed too.
Of course, our Chino Christmas Parade was on December 13th, and that was a lot of fun. I think it's one of the highlights of my husband's year, because he gets to drive his Nomad in the parade.
Yeah.
And there's always a lot of comments on that. So. And then we attended Councilman Howie's Christmas party day before yesterday, on the 14th,
Sunday.
which is always a lot of fun as well.
That was packed too.
Yeah. This coming Saturday is Isaiah's Rock, a big food and toy giveaway to thousands of families and children. And I want to give kudos to them again, once again. They create an absolute miracle in this community, the tons of food that are donated, and oh my gosh, thousands and thousands of toys and bikes, and the goodness of people continues to amaze me on what's donated to be given to those less fortunate. Really warms your heart, and kudos to the Isaiah's Rock volunteer group. Hundreds of kids come and volunteer their time to pack these bags of toys, and people that give food. I mean, pallets and pallets of food is given away. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's truly a miracle in our community, and I'm so very, very proud that we have them here. So that's this Saturday again, and I would encourage the council to show up, and any members of staff. I believe the giveaway starts at about 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning. People will start lining up probably by Thursday to be first in line, although they all have pre-assigned numbers, and the toys are already collected for them, and the food is already pre-bagged. Grocery stores donate their carts to be used, and Kiwanis Key Club members take them through the lines and help them gather the food. Toys, they get to see Santa Claus. Santa Claus is there. And kids, cops, and Santa, they usually bring the sleigh and play music for them. And there's a gentleman that owns a caramel popcorn vending business that gives away free popcorn. So it's quite an event. I encourage the council to come and say a few words that morning. And I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a very safe, Happy New Year. We want our community to be safe, so please don't drink and drive. Have a designated driver, and stay safe. Share with each other. And be good to yourselves and good to your neighbors. That's all.
Thank you. Councilman Duncan.
Yes. On the 18th, I attended the West Valley Vector Control District meeting. We were able to have it in our newly remodeled facility over in Locust. We've built out the second floor on it, put state-of-the-art labs in there, and we're just waiting for some final approvals from the City of Ontario, and we will have a grand opening in the near future. And I think it's the 10th or 11th year I was elected president of that board. again.
Because nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it.
So, the new facility is going to be very, very nice, and I would like to echo what Mayor Pro Tem Ulloa said. I want to wish everybody a very blessed Christmas and a very happy and prosperous, safe New Year.
Councilman Elrod.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. On the 4th, I attended Chief Pruitt's Walk of Honor, and that was really very well attended, and he deserved every bit of it. He's been a great chief for 5 years, and really appreciate him. Then I attended the IUA policy meeting, and that went well. We're going to have some good stuff coming up later, but we'll see. And then I went to Miles's thing on Friday and his retirement party, and that was quite fun, actually. I mean, everybody that spoke had a heck of a joke and did a real good job. And let's see. And then we went to Karen's swearing in on the 11th, and that's one girl I'm very proud of, and she's going to make us look good, I know. So I'm very confident in her. And that concludes my report, except for I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, safe and Happy New Year's, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Howie.
Well, I think everybody's just about covered everything that we've done in the last 2 weeks. So I won't go through all that, but it did seem like we were at the police department for about every day for the last 2 weeks, it seems like, for all the different events.
Something going on.
But for the Donald Lugo students, I want to tell you, you got a very important Donald Lugo graduate in this room, and that's our new police chief, Karen Comstock.
Yeah.
She's a Donald Lugo
alumni.
graduate, so way to go. So it proves you can be successful from the Chino Unified School District, right?
Now, that doesn't give you a free ride, okay?
Yeah, well, yeah. Earl was a product of it also.
Oh, no. No. The system, but not that.
All right, and so I want to wish everybody also a great Christmas season and holiday season, Happy New Year, and I think this is my last meeting of the year. Oh, yeah, because our next meeting's next year. Okay,
That's right.
that's all I have.
No, it's not the last meeting.
I asked Chief Comstock at the pinning ceremony, I said, do you know all of these people? She goes, yeah, I arrested half of them. That's why they were all there. So, just joking. Nobody knows that many people, Chief. City Manager's report. Okay, City Attorney, Mr. Gutierrez. Chief Comstock, anything to report?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, Mayor, members of the City Council, I just want to thank you for such a great ceremony last Thursday. I was explaining to the city manager today that my family raved about it all weekend long, and to all the members of the community and just personal friends and business owners, it was very humbling and very nice. I want to thank you. And I also want to thank my Don Lugo family for being here tonight.
There you go.
I put the call out. So. Just thank you again for your support, and I'm looking forward to getting to work now, so thank you.
Well, you deserve it.
I was up on the podium with the chief, and when they asked who was going to pin the badge, she said her mom and dad, and they went up there. And she started crying, then your dad started crying, then I started crying. And we're all up there on the podium. Everybody had wet eyes, so it was pretty good. Okay, Fire Chief, Chief Shackelford, are you here amongst us? Yes, I'm here. There he is.
Mayor Yates and Council, just two brief items to report. On December 6th and 7th, firefighters and staff were out in force in the Spectrum Center collecting toy donations in support of Spark of Love Toy Drive, and also accepting cash donations as part of Stuff the Boot. The Stuff the Boot program supports the Chino Valley Fire Foundation, and I'm just pleased to report the two-day total was over $22,000 collected. So I just want to take the opportunity to thank the public of our community for supporting those great programs. All the toys and all those donations will actually go back to our local community.
Appreciate it, thank you. Good job.
And then the second item, I just wanted to thank council and staff for their support of the Make a Child Smile program. Several of you were in attendance, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to be there to support that program. So thank you, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays to all of you.
Chief, and convey it to your men and women in your department, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, the Make a Child Smile program is just awesome. We
go shopping with the kids, and they're not looking for the latest video game or things like that. They're looking for clothes, shoes, and sometimes a jacket or sweater for their mom. Or it's just incredible program. So thank you for putting that on.
All right, folks, we will stand adjourned. The next regular meeting of the City Council will be held on Tuesday, January 6, 2015, at 7 p.m. Closed session at 6 if necessary. We stand adjourned. Have a great evening.